What's up, people of the AACL, the All-American Collegiate League? What's going on? What's happening? What is cracking? I see a bunch of you hopping into the chat, and I'll be with you in just a moment, especially you, Mr. Britton, saying you should revoke my pinging everyone. Are you crazy, bro? That's what I live for. You're lucky I only do it once or twice a day. I want to do that shit like every hour on the hour. Oh, does my shit sound weird all of a sudden? Oh, you know what happened? Hold on.
How's that? Is that better? I undid the wrong fucking thing. There we go. How's that? That sound better? I sounded like shit there for a second. I hate when I hit the wrong buttons. Do you hate when I hit the wrong buttons? I think you do. Anyway, welcome to part 2 of the State of the League. Dun, 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 dun. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Ron Haynes, I hope that was just the microphone in my mouth. Hey-yo. Hey-yo. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ping me again, Daddy. That's what I'm saying. Attaboy, Crazy Canuck. All right. So the mic is good now, right? Just making sure. The mic is good? Am I good to go? I just hit the wrong button. That's all that happened. Is that a hot mic in your mouth, or are you just happy to see me? Hey-yo. All right. Too quiet? What do you mean it's too quiet? It's the same as last night. Am I really quiet tonight as opposed to last night? Twin Screw, what's up? Let me throw some shout outs here before we're going to recap real quick last night before we move on to what we're talking about this evening. First person in, Crazy Canuck. 69 minutes early, but hey, who can complain about that? The lovely, amazing, perfect Pink Lisa, the man with the best first name in the AACL. David Leathers, were you not here last night? I don't remember saying that. Holy shit. David Leathers is in the house. Mac Dre is with us, as well as Swimmer Dude Pinkard, Doug Britton, Ron Haynes, Anthony Anderson, Dave Terry, Twin Screw, Bob Funk. People are saying yes. What does yes mean? Oh, it's fine. That it's fine now? Okay, perfect. All right, good. Good. Yeah, I accidentally hit the fucking razor fucking button instead of the microphone button. I did that once before. And fortunately, I think the first time it took me like 5 minutes to learn my lesson, but this time it took me about 5 seconds to learn my lesson. That's what she said. Hey, yo. All right.
That's what she said.
Let's recap last night real quick. I was here yesterday. Oh, did I not say your name last night, bro? I don't remember saying that. Anyway. Regardless, let's recap last night real quick. Most important things. Nexus Broadcasting. Whale Nexus has switched to Nexus Broadcasting. That is the YouTube channel. It's the exact same YouTube channel. We just changed the name. But please, everyone needs to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. All you do is click to subscribe. It's not like Twitch where you have to pay. Just click subscribe and then also hit the like. Last night, we had 30-something people watching, and I looked, we only got 16 likes. So less than half of you listen, right? You're shitty listeners, so listen better, all right? So like this video tonight. Go back and like last night's video and subscribe to the Nexus. What it does, it helps us. It gives us exposure, which will help us recruit more people down the line. All right. Recap season 1 and 2. We don't need to really do that. We talked about season 3 being a minimum of 16 teams. That decision, how many teams we're going to have for season 3, was made today. It is final. Uh-oh, Lisa's DMing me. What is she saying? The sound is really bad? Oh, hey, I think that was an old DM. Okay. I hope it's not real bad still. Anyway, the decision has been made, and we're going to go over that. That's going to be one of the things we're going to talk about tonight, is how many teams we will have in Season 3 and what teams are already in the wings waiting for Season 4. We talked about some of those new teams already building staffs and transfers and recruiting getting pushed to the end of the month because we are in the process of restructuring the player builds, the progressions, and the playbooks. I will talk a little bit about that tonight. We talked about taking the AACL to the next level, not with just the new game in Season 4, but with the growth, with stats. I know, because Lisa, that's what makes me a good husband, baby. Hey, yo. The production, the stats, the spreadsheet, content, Discord, social media, awards, trophies, merchandise, a website hopefully at some point. Freddie, what's up, bro? We missed you last night. All of that that we want to step our game up here and take this league to the next level. The bottom line on the graphic that you see there is what we talked about, that it's not just going to be quantity with more teams, more players, etc., but we care about the quality. We're going to up our game in every aspect that we can. And then lastly, what else did I say last? Oh, and what I need from you. We're dividing things up into teams to help the league. Remember, this is a free league. I'm not charging. I don't want to charge anybody. I don't plan on ever charging anybody. The ADs are going to have to help out a little bit with certain things like, what do you call that thing? What do you call that shit? Server booster, stuff like that. But for players and head coaches, coordinators, this is going to be a free league. But you're only going to get out of it what you put into it. And so I need you to help me. So help me, help you, help me. And then that way we can make the league bigger and better and faster and stronger and all that shit together. We'll have a stats team, a spreadsheet team, a Discord team, a website team, tech, broadcast, content. You can see the entire list. All of that stuff is important. I'm working with a couple guys already on the player build and progression team as well as the playbook team starting for season 3. Freddie, I do not remember seeing you last night. We even talked about how we missed you last night. So I don't know what happened to you. I must have missed you. My bad. And then lastly, last night, we just talked about tonight, what to expect tonight at 9 p.m. We're going to announce some new teams. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because we're still working on it. But I'm going to give you the kind of the macro view of the player builds and the progression details. And then at the end of the night, we will do the championship game drawing. We have 8 players that qualified for the first AACC. Actually, I think it's the second AACL swag. I had another contest earlier that once the swag comes out, I have to give that to somebody as well. And then they will be able to have that little chip on their name somehow. I got to figure out how to do that. I know you can only put regular emojis on your name, so I'm going to see if I can. Maybe I'll make a roll, and maybe that'll attach to your name there. We'll see it. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. So if you win that chip tonight, you'll be able to put it on your profile somehow. And then the last thing we talked about was 8 p.m. Thursday night, which is tomorrow night, will be the AACL Season 2 awards show. There's about a dozen awards to be handed out, so get ready for that. And I might even give you a sneak peek. We talked about last night how when we talked about content, I mentioned that somebody had already reached out to me about wanting to do written content for the league, and that I'm going to be doing a show every week on Tuesday evenings, starting in week 1, or probably the week leading up to week 1. And I might give you a little sneak peek of what I've been building on OBS for that show. So we'll have that as well. Let's see here. Let me see. I don't want to mess up this next slide, so give me a second here. Uh-oh. Why is that there? Hold on a second. I need to make sure I'm not missing anything. No, we don't want that. Okay. Let's see if this works. Ooh, there we go. All right, perfect. All right, so first thing we're going to talk about tonight, now that we've recapped last night, again, if you want all the details from last night, just go back onto the Nexus Broadcasting YouTube channel and go ahead and listen back. It's only like little over 50 minutes, 55 minutes, something like that. So it wouldn't take you too long to check it out. Who's pinging me now in the Discord? Who is that? Oh, it's in a... Uh-oh. Oh, I see. Never mind. My bad. Hey, real quick, for anybody that pings in your locker room, I don't care if it's an AD or a player or a coach, whatever, don't ping at everyone because that gives it to everybody. You don't want everybody trying to get into your locker room to read your shit. Not that they have access, but it pings everybody. If you're pinging in your locker room, just put at your team, whatever it is, Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Syracuse, whatever. All right. Moving on. Let's do this. Walker Homestead, welcome to the program, and I think I've shouted out everybody except for Gunny. Maybe Gunny, what's up? Good to see you as well. All right, season 3 teams. Obviously, we know some of them from season 2 that are sticking around. So let's just glance over those real quick. Alabama is returning. Auburn, your champions, are returning. Florida will be back. Indiana will be back. Iowa will be back, along with LSU, Kansas, Penn State, Syracuse, and Virginia Tech. There's your 10 returning teams from last season. We also said, I think I mentioned earlier on another show in the Season 2 wrap-up show, we have 2 teams that are switching. Athletic Director Gunny from Navy has moved his entire office over to the campus in Knoxville, Tennessee, and he is going to be taking over the Tennessee Volunteers, as well as Nate Hall, the former AD of Illinois, moving over to Ohio State. I got another little graphic here just to remind you, everybody, they're Navy and Gunny and Illinois, Nate moving over to Ohio State. I'll go back to that graphic again here in a moment. I announced on that Season 2 wrap-up show also. Let me see here. These 4 teams right here. Miami, the AD is Michaela Foraker. I'm sorry, Miami is Art Vandelay. Nebraska is Michaela Foraker. Actually, here, it's probably easier if I just do this. There you go. Joseph Delaney doing Notre Dame, and Doug Britton, UNLV. Those top 4 teams on this graphic you see, in addition to Navy switching to Ohio State and Illinois to Ohio State, gives you the 16 teams. Good luck with that, Twin Screw. This gives you the 16 teams that I announced on the broadcast on the Season 2 wrap-up show. So here you go. As you look at your graphic now, you got the 10 original, you got the 2 that switch, that makes 12, and the 4 new teams, the 16. Well, it was decided today. As late as last night and even early this morning, we weren't sure if we were going to go with 16 teams, 18, 20, 22, or 24 teams for Season 3. I mentioned last night that the goal for Season 4 is 24 teams. I want 24 teams. I want 4 divisions of 6 teams. It's the best math. It's easiest for broadcasting and streaming and stuff. Well, for Season 3, we are going with 18 teams. We're going to go with 18 teams, and I'm about to announce those right now. So, your 17th team, in addition to the 16 you see here on the graphic, for Season 3 is... Actually, oh, you know what? Hold on. I don't have a sidekick tonight, so I guess I'm doing the thing by myself. Let me find the drum roll real quick, because that's always more fun to do. Plus, it leaves you guys in suspense longer, which makes me happy. Oh, let's see. Do we have a drum roll? Anybody know where it is? Oh, there it is, right there. All right, your 17th team for Season 3 coming up, and this person will be switched over to the AD of this team tonight after this broadcast with their locker room, and they've already started putting the staff together, is... is Missouri. The Missouri Tigers will be joining the AACL for Season 3. Athletic Director, we know him as Blue Blazer in the Discord, as his Discord name. Andre Wadsworth is his player name for Indiana. He was the assistant AD this season, helping Chad out in Indiana. Chad is now back full time as AD of Indiana, and so Andre / Blue Blazer / whatever all his other names are is the new athletic director for Mizzou. He has already started putting a staff together. I know he's got a couple for sure. He may already have a full staff. That's already been in the works for a couple weeks, so that is good to go. So Missouri is your 17th team for Season 3. Your 18th and final team for Season 3 is... the Washington Huskies. The Washington Huskies, AD is Cliff Allen. Everybody knows Cliff Allen of special teams fame. Let me find that real quick. Maybe not. Where the fuck is the special teams thing? Dude, who moved all my shit? Literally don't even see it in here anymore. That's terrible. Who got rid of my special teams? Oh, there it is. All right, Cliff Allen is your athletic director for the Washington Huskies, and he, as of earlier today, has signed his head coach, Mike O'Neill. Mike O'Neill will be the head coach of the Washington Huskies, joining Cliff Allen as the athletic director in Washington. So there are your 18 teams. Let me move the graphic for you real quick. Maybe. And there they are right there. Mizzou and Washington coming to a league near you. Now, I am leaning towards doing 2 divisions of 9 teams and having an 8-game season. But I'm also considering doing 4 divisions anyway and doing a 6, a 6, a 5, and a 5. Is that right? No, a 5. Is that right? A 4. I'm sorry, a 5, a 5, a 4, and a 4. Whatever the fuck it is. Whatever makes 18. Yeah, 5, 5, 4, 4. So that'll be. We'll make that decision by the end of the month. There's no rush for it, but we'll put that together. I started kind of breaking it up today, and I was trying to do 9 and 9, but it just doesn't break up the way that I wanted to. So more than likely, we'll do 4 divisions, and the 4 division winners will play in the playoffs, and that'll make it nice and easy like we did in season 1. Let me cover this real quick. In the future, for future teams here in the AACL, there's already been we have some future ADs. If you've noticed, we have a role in the server literally called FAD, future AD. Gunny, why are you trying to worship the devil in my chat? What the fuck are you doing? Here we go. And listen, I know Andre's hired some people. The only reason I didn't announce them is I forgot who they were off the top of my head. I think Yugi Dre is one of them, actually, now that I think about it. Here's the deal. Mike O'Neill was considering bringing Maryland along, but right now he's moving. He's in the process of moving and getting a new job and just stuff going on in life. So he doesn't have the time to be an athletic director right now. So that's why he's going to go head coach for Cliff in season 3, and potentially in season 4, he may come be an athletic director. And if he does, he will bring Maryland, and he has dibs on Maryland. Everybody in this league knows who Greg Soto is. Greg Soto will be bringing Oregon in. That's already a done deal in season 4. He will be the athletic director of Oregon in season 4. I am trying hard not to bring a school. I do not want to be an athletic director. I think as commissioner, it just is more transparent, more ethical if I do not have a team. Now, at the end of the day, I'm not going to cheat. I don't need to cheat to win. I'm already really good at this game. I was in one season and I went to the championship game. So you better watch out there, Beard, if I get a team. Auburn, Twin Screw, Pink Lisa, Fox Highwind. Anyway, I'm going to try my hardest not to have a team. I would rather just have a player, let my player play, and concentrate on taking care of league stuff. Did Gunny ever answer me about worshiping the devil in my chat? Let me look real quick. Hold on. Gunny. Where'd you put that, Gunny? Did you get rid of it? Did he delete that? He did. Did he delete the 666? I don't see it anymore. Yeah, Doug Britton, UNLV. He's got 2 staff members already, Scott Johnson and AK Jones. Speaking of which, AK Jones, you're in the draft for tonight. You're in the drawing, I mean, tonight for the swag. All right, last thing I want to talk about for future teams. So you've got your 10 teams coming back, your 2 teams that are switching, your 4 new teams that were already announced, and your 2 new teams that were announced tonight. That makes 18. Potentially Maryland for season 4, Oregon for sure in season 4, and Axis hopefully not having to be an AD in season 4. That brings me to this last little part. There are some other people on what I call the watch list. Now, in the PDF, in the PowerPoint that I'm putting together for when people join the league and for different aspects. It says in there that if you want to become an athletic director in this league and get a school, you first need to become a future athletic director. The way you become a future athletic director, or what we call a FAD here, is by getting on what we call the watch list. There is literally a channel that only the ADs and myself have access to, that is the watch list for people who have said they want a team, have told us what team they want, and we are keeping an eye on them to see if they are active enough, if they are doing enough stuff to warrant becoming an AD. Right now, the people on that list are, I'm not going to tell you the people, I'm going to tell you the teams because I don't want to call people out. It is, hold on, I got to move this. There we go. Army could potentially have a team here in Season 4. Michigan could potentially have a team here in Season 4. Minnesota could potentially have a team here in Season 4. And Purdue could potentially have a team here in Season 4. Now, if you do the math, if there's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, it's 24, that would be 24 teams without me having to have a team. However, those bottom 4 teams and O'Neal are not guaranteed. O'Neal may not end up bringing a team. He might just like coaching and decide to stay in Washington. Soto, I know, wants a team, so he's coming. And these other 4 are on the watch list. They're not even future ADs yet. So they've got a little ways to go to show us and to prove to the ADs that they can, become an AD. Chad, I knew that would get your attention, bro. That's fucking great. As soon as I knew Purdue, I was like, oh, here we go, Indiana. I was like, how could Purdue become the rival for Indiana? Because it's always got to be Syracuse, right? So I don't know what I would do about that for rivalries. But we'll see. That's still only a possibility. So we'll see what happens. But Army, Michigan, Minnesota, Purdue, potentially Season 4, along with Maryland, potentially for Season 4. Oregon, for sure, Season 4. And that wraps up the teams for Season 3 and potentially Season 4. So there you go. Let me look at the chat real quick before I move on to the next topics. All right, good enough. Yeah, I kind of thought you would throw up in your own mouth, Chad. I figured that was nothing new for you, though. Hey-o. Hey-o. Okay, let me pull up this other graphic and go back to some things that I wanted to talk about. Right here. So we announced the teams. Player build. Now, for those of you, show of hands. I know there's only there's less than 20 of you. We had over 30 here last night. We have less than 20 tonight. That's a problem. Show of hands. Actually, you don't really have to show me your hands since I can't see them anyway. If you have had any experience with the SSF, the Simulation Soccer Federation, with me, Wink, Eagle, Chris, and a bunch of other guys that were in there as well, and you remember how we did player builds and progression, that's kind of the angle that we're going to be taking here. And I'm going to try to explain it to those of you who are not familiar with the SSF. What Wink did in the SSF was he took the maximum amount of points that you could add to a player in all of the categories and all the attribute categories. And then we divided them up by however many levels we thought it should take you to get to certain points. And then you were able to progress that many points per level each season to improve your player. We are taking a similar approach here. Obviously, it'll be less because I think there was probably 12 levels, I think, in the SSF. There's only going to be 5 levels here because you can only spend 5 seasons in the AACL. For those of you who don't remember, you can be a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, a senior, and a super senior, or I'm not a super senior, a returning senior, an RS. In the game, RS stands for red shirt, but we just move it to red shirt senior, which stands for returning senior in our league. So you can play up to 5 seasons. You don't have to stay 5 seasons. Once we get the pro league going, you can stay 4 if you want. We'll probably make it a minimum having to stay at least 3. But I don't know why you wouldn't want to stay. It'd be more fun that way. So we're going to divide the scale into 5, but the 5th one is going to be very small. So basically it's going to be 4. It'll be divided up in 4 with a tiny 5th one later. If you are already at a certain level and you've already earned progression through pick'ems and through check-ins and other contests and things that I've done, you're going to keep all that value this season because those are also going to be available to you in the upcoming seasons. We're still going to do pick'ems. We're going to come up with a different format, but we're still going to do pick'ems. There will still be check-ins, and there will still be but there's going to be more check-ins. So how do you like that? Do you like apples? We will do all of that. So most people will probably get the standard progression, but there will be bonus progression each season as well to help you progress faster, maybe up to, probably not more than, but maybe up to 50% of the next tier if you were to max everything out. So that's where we're going with the progression details and the player build details. It's going to be chopped up into 4.5, I guess, technically, tiers. And you can move. Now, listen, just because you're a sophomore, that tier is going to be just going to have a range. So you could end up anywhere in there based on what you've done or haven't done. The chat rank is going to come into play then. And I know that people are like, oh, then people are just going to spam. But listen, you should be in here talking anyway. We have 140 people in here right now, 140 something. And I can tell you the same 15 to 20 people that talk in here all the time. You should want to come in here. It doesn't take that much to come in here once a day, once every other day, say a couple things and bounce. It doesn't take much to come in here and say, hey, good morning, AACL. What's going on? Indiana rules, fuck Virginia Tech, Eagles sucks, whatever. It doesn't take that much time and effort to do that. So chat rank will also be in there. Now, it probably won't be weighted really heavy because weighting it heavy would not be fair. But it will be weighted a little bit. So chat rank, pick'ems, check-ins, and other miscellaneous contests and stuff that I have will all be taken into account with these progressions. So that's how we're going to be doing player builds and progressions for next season. I'm going to scroll back here. Does anybody have questions? I know that was very vague, but I didn't want to get into a lot of detail tonight. I just wanted to give you a quick macro overview of what we're doing and how it's going to be similar to what we did in the SSF, because we are still pounding out the details. We're still working the numbers to see how that's going to break down. Let me scroll back here real quick and see if anybody has any questions so far. I see people welcoming Missouri and Washington to the AACL. There is one major thing I want to talk about tonight still before we move on to the championship game drawing. Nate Hall. Nate Hall's got jokes. All right, here we go. He was 3 divisions. Crazy Canuck. I'm in there thinking Gunny's like worshiping the devil, and he was just doing the divisions of 6. That's hilarious. I think he forgot the last 6, maybe. I don't know. Nate Hall. Oh, I see what you're saying. I gotcha. Let me see. Ripping on Purdue. Freddie throwing around all kinds of icons along with Bob Funk and Nate Hall. And if Lisa doesn't win the MVP, it's a travesty. Oh, well, we'll find out tomorrow night. And we don't have an MVP in this league. It's the Rodney Dangerfield Award. Okay. Chad Rowland, congrats to Wadsworth and Mizzou as well as Cliff Allen and Washington. Here's the other thing that I want to talk about before we move on to the championship game drawing, and then to see if you guys have any questions before we bounce. I told you tonight would not be as long as last night, and it won't be. Navy, dude, Freddie, Navy will not lose a single game this season. Either will Illinois. That's awesome. Illinois and Navy not going to lose a game. Hold on a second. Oh, shit. I just lost it. I forgot what I was going to say. See what happens when I get distracted? Oh, no, I remember. Because it's important. And I always remember important shit, right? Right, Lisa? Like our anniversary and your birthday. Those are important things. I remember them all the time. I need people to get into the transfer window, to enter the Dr. Pepper Transfer Portal registry, because we now have 2 more teams. I'm going to pull these up again. Where the fuck is it? There we go. Listen. Miami, Nebraska, Notre Dame, UNLV, Missouri, and Washington, a lot of them need quarterbacks. They need halfbacks. They need wide receiver 1s and 2s. They need all the glory positions that people usually want to play in this league. And according to the poll that I did in the announcement channel, the majority of you want to play those positions. So if you want to switch positions, if you want to become a quarterback or a running back or a wide receiver instead of playing defensive tackle or linebacker or free safety, now is your chance. This is the only season that I'm going to be allowing free transfers. In the future, you're going to have to take a hit on your player in order to transfer, because I don't want to fucking transfer free for all like real college football. So now is your only chance in the history of this league moving forward that you will be able to change positions and change schools without penalty. So I've taken all the restrictions off so we can build the good base going into Season 3 that will carry over to Season 4. For those of you ADs that are worried about losing people, if you have an 85 player that moves this season and they're moving because of this announcement, then I will you will be able to retain that value at a position on your team. I'm not going to punish you by me advertising for people to move. Okay? So, for example, let's say, who is a good example? Let's say Dave Axon. No, I'm already in the portal. Let's go with, for those of you, obviously, you know, the transfer people who came from Navy and Illinois and stuff, obviously that doesn't pertain to them because those schools don't exist anymore. But let's say Freddie. Let's take Freddie. Let's say Freddie said, fuck Tennessee. I hate Tennessee. Tennessee sucks. Orange is the ugliest color in the world. And I want to go to Washington. And I want to be the running back for Cliff Allen. Actually, that's not a good example because he's already running back. Damn, I need a good example. Justin, who's a good linebacker or a defensive player? Oh, let's take Twin Screw. Twin Screw's a defensive back. This is a great example. Twin Screw is a defensive back. But he wants to play wide receiver. So he hits up Cliff Allen and says, I want to come be wide receiver 1. Because they are a new team, they're an expansion team, then I will, whatever Twin Screw's value is as a defensive back at Auburn will be able to keep in that position. It'll be a generic player with a generic name or whatever, but they will keep that value. I'm not going to punish teams for letting players go to help other teams so we can build this league. I hope that makes sense. I know it's a little convoluted way to say it, and I fucked up the first example with Freddie, but hopefully you get what I'm saying with the Twin Screw example. I'm not going to fuck over teams for trying to help out the league. Let me see if anybody's got questions in here on that. What's Ron Haynes saying? Ron's saying no transfer portal. What are we talking about here? We got Oregon in this league. Yeah, Ronnie Shanahan, not till next season, bro. Not till season 4. Justin Duke says it needs to be renamed the Pretty in Pink Trophy. The only undefeated quarterback in AACL. Technically, she's not undefeated because she lost in the preseason tournament to Kansas. Just a little FYI. Just a little reminder. Freddie's like, false suck. That's awesome. Oh, Eli Stove. Bro, Justin, you can never take away Eli Stove, baby. As a matter of fact, when he graduates, Eli Stove Jr. needs to take his place, just so we always have him in the league. That would be hilarious. Anyway, if you want to move positions, please go into the Dr. Pepper transfer portal channel and read what the proper instructions are, the directions. You got to let your AD know. The AD lets me know. Then, you let me know. I reach out to the AD to confirm. Then I will change your role. But until the three of us are on the same page, you will stick in the locker room that you're currently in. So that's the process for that. You can go read up on it in the Dr. Pepper transfer portal channel. All right, now I think that's it. Unless you guys have questions, I'm about to do this this drawing here real quick. Let me see here. Anybody got questions? Greatest CPU player ever? I don't know about that, but he's got to be up there. Although I don't know, Justin, because everybody was a CPU player last season, and we had some really good. Rodney Dangerfield was a CPU player his freshman season, technically. So I would say he's up there. He's in the conversation, but, you know, he might be like, I don't know, LeBron, but he's no Kobe or MJ. You know what I'm saying? All right. I guess nobody's got questions. I guess everything I said is clear as mud, and you guys don't need any explanations. So with that being said, let's do this. Boom. All right. Just so you know, in the Discord channel, that the way that I put them, the order that I put them in the announcement is the way they're going to be. So, number 1 on the drawing is Worm. Number 2 is Ron Haynes. Number 3 is Lil Cy. Number 4 is Anthony A.K. Jones. Number 5 is Aaron Kozak. Number 6 is the real BK. Number 7, Jaden Swift. And number 8, Nate Ironside. So hopefully that is clear. 1 Worm, 2 Ron Haynes, 3 Lil Cy, 4 Anthony Jones, 5 Aaron Kozak, 6 the real BK. Fuck, I know who that's. What's his name? Oh my God, I'm drawing a fucking blank. You guys know who I'm talking about. He knows who I'm talking about. Number 7, Jaden Swift. Number 8, Nate Ironsides. All right, here we go. AACL chip prediction winner for some AACL swag and to have that poker chip with the AACL logo in their profile is gonna be Number two is Ron Haynes. Ron Haynes, I think you're actually even in the chat tonight, if I'm not mistaken. So, Ron Haynes, congrats, bro. You are going to get some AACL swag once the stores come online here in the next couple weeks. And you will be able to get that poker chip somehow on your profile. We will figure out how to do that. So, congrats to everybody that made it in that final 8. Worm, Ron Haynes, Lil Cy, and Anthony Jones all picked 34 points for Michigan. Aaron Kozak was the only one who had a pick 13 for Washington. The real BK was the only one who that's Brett. So Brett, by the way, damn, was that loud? Really, Chad? That was loud. Which part? The spin or the little trumpet thing at the end? Brett was the only one that had a difference of 21 points. And then the closest to the 47 total points were Jaden and Nate Ironsides, both picked 48. So there you go, folks. That's it. That's all I got tonight. That is a wrap for me. Let me get this out of here. If you have any questions, ask your AD or you can DM me. Oh, the horn part? Hey, well, there you go. I don't know how to turn that shit down, so it is what it is. But it's not like we're going to have drawings every week. Oh, shit. I wonder if we should have drawings every week. Maybe we'll have drawings every week on the show during the season. We'll have a giveaway every week for people who, I don't know, answer certain questions or something like that. All right, so Chad, thanks for bringing that to my attention. So now we'll get to hear that horn every week, buddy. Thanks for bringing that up. All right, everybody, I think that's all I got. Let me look through here one more time in the chat. Anybody got anything for me? How many players per team? Gunny, we're going to have a minimum roster of 4. You have to have at least 4 people on your team. I might max it out at 8, but it depends on how many new people come in through the end of the month, and then I'll make that decision. But you'll know before we open up recruiting and before I release the transfer portal to the Hounds. Let me see. Anybody else got a question? Trying out the lights. The party's over. There you go, Freddie. That's what we missed last night. Gunny says the best part of this broadcast was Holdorf's absence. Where is Holdorf tonight? He said he wasn't sick anymore. He said he was feeling better. So where the hell is he? I don't know where he is. I don't know. You know what? We can't do a broadcast without this, though.
You gotta get Swifty. You gotta get Swifty in here.
All right. Well, he didn't get Swifty in the drawing. Jaden did not win. But congrats to Ron Haynes. Congrats to Cliff Allen and to Mike O'Neill for being the head coach over there. Congrats to Wadsworth. Andre, I don't even know what to call you, dude. You have so many names. I don't even know what the fuck to call you anymore. Congrats to him and Mizzou and their entire staff, as well as to Miami, Nebraska, Notre Dame, UNLV, all the ones I announced before. Blake Grant trying to sneak in number 1 Auburn baby, going undefeated again. And Walker Homestead, you probably nailed it, bro. He's probably eating corn somewhere. I would not be surprised. All right, folks, that was it. Nice little 40-minute thing. Go back to your families. Go back to your TVs. Go back to whatever the hell you were doing before you jumped on here and tell everybody else they missed out. And I will see you tomorrow night 8 p.m. Eastern. AACL Season 2 Awards Show. We got about a dozen awards to give away, and I might give you a sneak peek of what the format will look like for the show, for the weekly show, once the season starts. So take it easy. Thanks for being here. Appreciate all of you. I'll see you tomorrow night.